Do you like to commune with nature? Do you like to commune with people? If so, we're talking community today on the Marketing Happy Hour with the late to arrive Dr. Kayvon K.
Hello.
There he is. Just in time.
It's like FedEx, like just in time delivery or so.
We should call him Dr. Just in Time.
Dr.
Yeah, delivery in 30 minutes or your money back.
That's right.
So easy. Kayvon can do it. Anyway, I'm Dr. Christopher Vogelmann. Welcome to the Marketing Happy Hour, our weekly program where we discuss issues regarding, well, primarily marketing, but we are getting into other things, and we may do a rebrand, but that's not today's topic. Today's topic is community, connection, conversation for better cash flow. Over here is John Paduchak.
Indeed it is. Here I am.
It is the happy hour, so I'm getting happy.
I got tea, so I'm not quite so happy, but it'll all work out.
I have
really
tea
wine, though.
and Guinness. Tea and Guinness.
Tea, but it's really wine. No, I'm just kidding.
An alert drunk. So.
Yeah.
I'm brewing coffee.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, you're leaving us to go get your coffee?
No,
he
it's
brought
right
it
here.
with him.
It's brewing. Let me fix the light. You guys keep going.
We'll
get going. We'll get going. So Dr. Kayvon K has been part. Wait, isn't it great how it pours? It pours so nicely.
I like to watch it pour too. Yes.
I like the pour. And you're supposed to pour it about halfway, and then you pour this way.
Pour it the rest of the way. Yes.
Yeah. I learned that through watching YouTube. That's the beauty of community as well.
Amazing what you can learn on YouTube. Even pouring a beer.
Community.
Look at that. Community. It's the community tap.
Very nice.
Here. There we go. You always look for that lovely, creamy head that shows you your Guinness is not dead.
Guinness looks light.
Well, it's the lighting I've got here.
I guess. Yeah, there you go.
I've got outdoor lighting, and I've got a light over here, trying to illuminate the shadow that's on my face. So, All right. So we've been experimenting with a community this week. We have the 5-day short video challenge, and I thought that was an interesting segue into what we're doing now, because one of our noble and creative participants is Dr. Kayvon K.
Indeed, he is.
Here you go.
I don't know about the Nobel part, but sure, I'll take it today.
Nobel Peace Prize. Was it Alfred Nobel invented dynamite, and he spent the rest of his life regretting it, setting up a scientific discovery?
Well, he didn't invent dynamite. He did invent dynamite and TNT, but he wanted for mining purposes and that sort of thing. And then other people started to abuse it, like almost every other invention.
Exactly.
Pretty typical.
The great 21st century philosopher Marilyn Manson said that it's always the abusers that they make users look bad.
This is going to make me look good today, so let me tell you.
There you go.
At least in your eyes. So
in my eyes, yeah. Yeah, I was up till 1 in the morning working on stuff for the 5-day short video challenge, and I got sucked into this hole called GrooveFunnels, and I just kept going deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole thing. But enough about that. So
to set it up.
What's that?
To set it up.
It was like a vortex. Well, it was a vortex that drew me down into GrooveFunnels, the funnel.
What were you doing in there?
I was working on a funnel for an offer that we're making towards the end of this week.
Got it. Okay, very good.
Yeah. Which is why I didn't want anybody. So in today's group chat on Zoom, I was concerned because I was showing my phone for talking about Instagram Reels and other things like that. And my concern was that they could see the backdrop, which was all the stuff that I was doing to put into the funnel.
Right. All the graphics and stuff.
So yeah, the graphics and stuff. Anyway, so talking about community, because Kayvon, you're a member of a community, so the CrossFit community, and people are drawn together to improve their health and also to provide injuries for chiropractors to build their practices.
There you go. It's a win-win-win, Alfred.
There is a chiropractor whom I know of who's somewhere here in the U.S., and he actually built a CrossFit gym directly next to his own chiropractic practice.
There you go.
Pretty smart, actually.
Yeah.
Practice
It's
builder.
lead generation, lead nurture, and lead conversion.
Exactly. All in one building.
It's a streamlined funnel.
It sounds like a perversion, but it's great for conversion.
It's pretty genius. I like it.
Well, here's something about community and marketing and all of that. So reputation.
Mhm.
Did you know that the injuries from running is a lot more than CrossFit?
I did not know that, but I've
I'm
taken care of
surprised.
a lot of runners as well as a lot of NFL players in my
My
day.
wife is taking care of a lot of runners.
And did you know also that there is more than I don't know the numbers, but there is a high number of injuries from yoga?
Well, when I flip open the lid and start mixing it with nuts and stuff, my yogurt never entered.
Only when I do it.
Yeah.
None of the hide.
It's the weight of the spoon, man. You got to pick up the right one.
That's right.
Heavy. Yeah, I need a heavier spoon.
Yeah.
Spoon deadlifts. That would be my thing.
Now the key question is, how are your yogurt pants?
I have various positions for yogurt, and some of them I have the downward scoop. I have the upward mouth insertion. I do the whole thing.
It's the loot.
Everything's available. And it's not always plain. I start plain, but I kind of spice it up as I go along. So, with respect to community, do you feel like you have this sense of belonging in CrossFit?
Well, let me preface that.
Okay.
That
You're no longer a member of the CrossFit.
no, I am.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The thing is that community most of the time is one of those words that gives me the hives.
It gives you the hives? You should join the hive community.
Yeah, I don't like it many times that people say, because, regardless of the community, like this part of town community or that group of interest community, most of the time, one of the two things happens. And this could be my EQ picking it up. Two things happens. One is they're trying to say, we are different from you, we are better than you because we are part of this community and not that community. Like, I have met with people that the very first question is, where do you live? Because they want to quickly categorize me into a box of and they bring up, without me asking, but we live over there. So because their neighborhood is the one. So and the other one is, many times people only mention community when it's something that's they're trying to get from it. So it's not. So these two always, like, every time people say community, yeah, okay, get away from me. Until I started CrossFit, and they were saying the same thing, CrossFit community and this and that, and I said, yeah, do your thing. I'll come for the workout. Keep your community to yourself. But what I noticed is, unlike in other places, people who are exercising beside me, they're genuinely interested in my betterment and progress. When I'm struggling with some push-ups, come on, Kayvon, you can do it, and this and that. So guess what? They won me over.
So they have nurtured you.
Yes.
Within the community.
Nice.
Yeah. So
that's the same.
When you say community, that's the point that I wanted to bring up about our online communities. So not that just because something is called a group or community doesn't mean it's automatically going to be helpful, beneficial,
right,
and all of that. There are many Facebook groups that is basically, they invite you just they can keep promoting things to you.
Well, I think they were looking in the more altruistic or the more beneficial or positive sense of the word community, that you're gathering people together. And I think that's been a tendency throughout all of human history, is to gather in tribes and villages and cities and others and establish an identity. So I'm still part of, to a great extent, of the community where I grew up. So Buffalo Bills, I'm big on the Buffalo Bills.
Looking for an opportunity every time.
Happens all the time.
Go Bills. Anyway, so I still have an identity, or I should say I have an emotional connection such that I identify with the community where I grew up. So so we can create communities along the way. Like this little threesome here, we've actually created a little community in a way, but it's a group of three. It's a very tiny village, let me tell you.
Yeah, indeed. Very tiny village.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. there are communities that, because that you have been part of it from the beginning, short time, long time, they have passed the test. But at the same time, there are communities that is abusive. They're, on Facebook, it's all promotions. We have seen it outside in it. So, and you mentioned our community this morning about the course that you guys have, the short video.
Yeah, challenge.
Yeah, I noticed it again. Hey, there are a bunch of people that I haven't met before, because I know you two guys,
Yeah.
and I know Ed, but there are people that they're new to me.
There.
Because we were there for the same thing. We're working on this challenge together. We're gonna go.
Yes.
I felt good. Oh, okay. These people, we're all in this together.
Got a nice little group there.
Yeah.
And I was actually surprised at how that group has come together from a number of different things. There's from like John's email list, my personal Facebook messages to people, and Instagram direct messages, and others. I've still got people reaching out to me on Instagram saying, "What is this thing that you're talking about?" So, and I think there's, when you have a common interest and you really want to lift everyone up within your community, as opposed to seeing them as a wallet on legs, then I think you have the opportunity. If your intention is good, a community can be beneficial to all of the members of that community.
I belong to a lot of communities,
such as
the RV community. And they're a great bunch of folks. I mean, everything from getting mechanical help to places to travel to, or all kinds of things there. A very, very good community. I belong to the chicken community. People who raise chickens.
Alexa, buy chicken feed.
No, we aren't falling for that.
Well, I have a story to share about that, actually.
She answered me here, by the way, because I have an echo here in the same room with me now.
No.
Don't do it. No. Alexa, no.
Alexa.
I know. This is what happens.
No, Alexa, please stop. Alexa, no chicken feed. Thank you. It really is going on.
It's ordering from Amazon.
She's ordering it.
He sabotaged himself.
I tried to sabotage John, but I'm sabotaging myself in the process.
I know.
This is what Alexa, belay that order.
Belay that order.
Belay that order. No, but it's interesting too, because in a community we tend to have shared experiences. We have jokes. We have the comedy stylings of Dr. Kayvon K. And so all of these things tend to bond us together. And if there is an exchange of information and value for perhaps cash or maybe bartering or something like that, that's the exchange of energy that naturally comes about in a community. I mean, you could barter for a babysitter in town if you wanted to, and that would be, still creating good feelings and bonding and providing value for people while leveling up, or at least supporting your local community.
Yeah. And the thing about, common interests and common values is that you know it when you see it, you feel it. Let me give you
you definitely feel it.
Give you a personal experience as one of my best memories. So you mentioned, these communities. I have been in one of my passions always has been Persian calligraphy, the art and all of that. So the people who are interested in something, they have certain sort of way of looking at things and values and this and that. So I remember many years ago, I went to a store to buy a collection of a work of a master, and this was, I just took my chances, and they said, of course we don't have it. This, whenever he publishes something, the people take it, multiply the price by 10 and sell it in black market and that sort of thing. I said, oh, okay. So I guess you don't have it. Then I started to ask other things, and because it's been a while, so I asked other things and questions and asked about so-and-so. And I guess in that conversation, the person, he realized, oh, I don't know this person, but he's one of us. So a few minutes later, he said, hey, wait for a minute. He went back and brought back one of those books, and he had it, he just kept 10 copies or so just to give it to the people who know the real value of the thing. Right. So paying attention to these different communities of different interests. Many years ago, when I basically was switching from technologist to business owner, entrepreneur, I thought about it, and I thought, well, what applied over there applies over here too. We're dealing with people. Like
Mhm.
everything else in life, there are multiple ways of doing it. First of all,
Right.
I wanted to understand this community. What's this thing called business people? What are their values? What makes them happy? What makes them sad?
Mm.
Like this whole change of attitude and opinion that we have about marketing and sales
Mm-hmm.
comparing to the rest of the society. So first, I wanted to understand them because I was become one of them. And the other thing was, there are multiple ways of getting to the answer. I was looking for the way of doing business that is aligned with how I think, what my values are, and who I am as a person, how I operate. So therefore, you choose your mentors or people that you follow, and this and that. So just doing that intentionally brings a lot of value to everything that we do.
I think it's the intention too. That's if your intentions are nefarious and you're just out to scam people, that's going to sour your community. Is going to be disbanded in the
And at
flip.
the same time, you find the community, your own community, like the villains in Minions, they have their own community,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, there is a community for that too.
I do really love Minions though. That's got to be one of my favorite type of characters. John knows this because I send him stickers all the time on
All the time.
face down and
Minions everywhere.
millions of minions. That's one.
I've been
Did
minioned.
you know that the language is a mix of English, Spanish, Korean, and something else?
Mm.
The
I
minion
just
language.
think they're hysterical, especially like when all hail King Bob. So anyway, but yeah, you find interests. It's interesting. Especially we've seen this here in San Diego. We have Comic-Con that comes every
yeah.
year. Except I don't know, was it? Yeah, I think it was around last year, but they had some protocols. Or was greatly reduced in its footprint.
Yeah, I think so.
And you see everybody gathers together in a community from all over the world with their various superheroes and comic hero personas that they try to emulate. And it's like it's like Nerd World, but it's they all think they're cool. And I will say it's absolutely fascinating just to walk around there.
Those are my people.
Yeah.
Those are your people.
So let me ask you guys a question. It's a twofold. If you could be a superhero, which one did you want it to be? And the second one is, if you can have a superhero as your best friend or ally, who would you choose?
John first.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know.
You can do it.
I don't know.
I believe in you.
I got to think about that one.
How long?
I don't have a ready answer.
I have a ready answer.
Go ahead.
I've thought about this a lot. As a kid, I used to fascinate myself about being Superman and flying. Loved the whole flying thing. I would just like get into the air. However, I really do believe if I were to be a superhero, I think with the right technology and the right twisted, dark personality, I could be Batman.
Oh, you picked my two choices.
Superman.
Oh,
when I was younger, Superman. Then I got older, but it's Batman.
Batman, baby.
Yeah.
In my youth, I would have said Spider-Man.
Really?
I always liked Spider-Man. I was
afraid of webs, and I couldn't get anything.
Smart kid gets bit by a spider. I always thought that was kind of cool.
I could get bitten by a spider.
But now I would say, like Doctor Strange appeals to me.
There
kind
you
of
go.
The mysticism and the stuff going on. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
So if you were bitten by a cow on the farm, would you become Cowman?
Geez, I hope not.
Milk me.
I have been bitten by a cow.
Speaking of comics, did you know we got Batman because we also have Man Bat.
Man Bat?
Yeah, it's a creature half man, half bat. It's a monster kind of a thing. But yeah, that's Man Bat.
I'm trying to figure out how that goes.
I don't know.
It's just
I've heard of that.
In a cave, in the Bat Cave.
Got a million things running through my mind, none of which I should say.
Yeah, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't offend the audience. Hey, speaking of audiences, we know that most of you are watching this on replay. So if you can use the hashtag replay, that helps us to be alert that you actually did watch us and perhaps got some value. You can always post your questions down below this video, whether you're on YouTube, a Facebook group, a Facebook page, all the rage. And and if you have any topics you would like us to cover, we're always open to suggestions in this community.
Yeah. And speaking of community, one thing that I always am attracted to, or if I am if I have something to do with it when it comes to community, I always not only want to be clear about what we're for, but also be clear about what we're against. Like we're pro this and against that, or that's the enemy. We are here. We are gathered here together in this community because of that common enemy. Could be in business, it's a business challenge, and all of that. But the clarity of for this, not that, I think it will help every member and leader of the community to lead it to destination.
Think about the education community, okay, or higher education, or in grade school, secondary education. They are for enlightenment, education, progress. They are against, they're anti-ignorance.
Yeah.
So
this pro and con, they're for progress. So is Congress against progress?
Well, it's regressing, congressing. They come together.
Yeah.
So that's up to you as to how
That's
you
not the con. The con in that word is not the same.
con man. It's not the con man necessarily.
And they do seem to make very little progress.
Well, there's a conclave. there's also a conclave when you're going to select a new pope. So,
yeah, there's that.
There you go.
So not all cons are bad. In fact, if you do enough time, 10 to 15 with time off for good behavior, you could be an ex-con. So.
Yeah, there you go. And that con is a short form for confidence man, right?
No, that con is
that's
convict.
Convict. Yes.
Convict.
Because we also have con men, and that's confidence.
But you can be true to your convictions and intentional, and still be part of the press conclave.
It's tricky, we have ruthless, but we never said, oh, so and so has a lot of
Ruthful.
Ruthful.
Like, well,
what the hell is Ruth anyway?
My godmother was Tanta Ruth, or Aunt Ruth. So in that respect, I was ruthful.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
She prevented me from being ruthless.
John is this much far from
kind of. Like, you're right. I'm right there. He can sense it. He can sense it.
Yeah, it's been a delicate game to just push you but not let you go.
How far can we go?
Here we go. So when it comes to my question to you is there anything wrong with receiving cash from a community or improving your cash flow by aggregating, by bringing people around you and uplifting them?
No.
Dr. Kayvon K.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, well, cash. Well, here's the thing. The trick part of that question is the word cash, because cash, we forget that's is another tool, and like any other tool can be used properly or misused.
Well, let's just say an exchange of value. Would that be better? Is it wrong to so? No. There's an idea that is prevalent in many different professions too, and in fact, it's sometimes in healthcare. And I think it comes from the physician priests of ancient times, which is you go to the physician priest at the temple, they prescribe the remedy or whatever, and all you have to do is give a donation or nothing, because it's a gift from God, and healing is a gift from God, and therefore you should never have to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, who's going to pay for the student loan?
Good question. But that's a good question. So I think we have a in any community. I think we have certain concepts or hardened beliefs about money, and they often are religious concepts. They're concepts from our parents. They're concepts from our friends and others, and that can sometimes color the community in a certain way that makes things kind of gray and cloudy and fuzzy. And the question,
actually, speaking of gray, I think the absoluteness is the problem, because it shouldn't be absolutely free or absolutely based on money. Like this is why I'm in the business I am, because too many people were asking for my questions and they were taking a lot of my time. Let's go for a coffee. After too many coffees, I decided to get paid for this. So I called it coaching. But that doesn't mean that from now on I'm going to get paid for every conversation.
No,
I think for every service that we have, there should be part of it that we are willing to just give away free because of our mission. We want to help to other people. And there are parts of it that, you know what, we have been working at this. There are stuff involved. time and other things are spent, we should be compensated for that. So
Right.
not for money or not for profit or not for any, I think that those absolutes are the issues, not the ones that they operate with the good mixture of both.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we belong to various groups. I know that, I think, are you part of Steal Our Winners? John is, and so is Kayvon and others. So the Strategic Profits has gathered a community together.
Yeah.
Very interesting to see how the live streams with Rich Sheffrin work and that sort of thing. And I've managed to connect with a number of people, make friendships, and have some very interesting conversations with people who appear in the comments section of a live stream.
Yeah, well, that's how we got connected.
Exactly. That's it. That's a good example.
And Rich is a good example. Like, he's doing twice a week, few hours of stuff that he's not going to get paid for, at least directly.
Yeah.
All of us will receive it without any compensation. At the same time, there are parts of his world and work that he will expect compensation, and rightfully so. And we should be happy to pay for somebody's advice, knowledge, sometimes just the way that their brain is wired.
Sure.
And I do think that when it comes down to it, one of the reasons I show up on a lot of his live streams too is I've gotten so much value from him that I will comment, especially when he's asking for comments because nobody's commenting. I may over comment from time to time, but he seems to enjoy it. And my little game that I play is, my goal is to make Rich Sheffrin either smile or laugh once during the live stream. So
seems to work.
That's my gamification of the comment section.
Seems to work pretty good.
Game.
Hey, it got me an invite to his 50th birthday party. So,
very good.
I was okay with that.
Oh, good.
When is that? Oh, it
was.
It was March of last. It was here in San Diego, and it was
6 months ago.
March.
Yeah,
last March.
More than that, 9 months ago.
Coming well, he's going to be 51 coming up.
Yep, in 2 months.
Wow, what a young buck.
He's a young buck. That's right. And I like the fact that one of his daughters is at Syracuse. Where is it?
Why do you like that?
Well, because my sister lives in Syracuse.
And
I've got all this Syracuse paraphernalia all around the house now.
It's Buffalo.
And
it's Syracuse.
It's orange. Kayvon, you'd like the big orange.
We're just missing Rochester.
First of all, what I see is red. Yeah. Second, that was a good example of giving information without context. You just said, I like, because it's Syracuse, and I have no idea why.
It's orange.
I have no idea why.
It's orange.
Yes. Okay, it's orange.
Okay.
I had to get closer to the
give up.
Well, me too.
Aren't you glad I didn't choose something else?
Yeah. No, I was going to talk about that context.
Yeah.
This is, long story short of the point that I want to make is that whole sales part that we end up talking about the features, but not the benefits, because features without the benefits are out of context.
Right.
Like it does this feature, it does this. Okay, why? Because that's good for you because of this reason,
It slices, it dices, it even makes julienne fries. Those are features as opposed to benefits.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why this person keeps showing up every time, but I'm not even going to display them.
He likes us.
I guess. Keeps showing up all the time, but I don't understand the language.
I don't either.
Yeah, but so that's the way it goes. So hello, YouTube person whose name I can't pronounce and whose language I have no idea.
It's all right.
It's okay. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by.
Most probably a bot.
Could be.
I'm not sure.
Could be related to the people that broke into my Facebook account. I don't know.
Hopefully not.
I don't know.
I'm going to do my little screenshot because the same person disappears periodically. So I'm going to check you out to see if you'd be a good member of our community. Let's see. How are we doing on time? I think we're around
30 minutes. Exactly 30 minutes.
That's not too shabby.
Right at the end of our time together.
Impromptu discussion about community. And I think, when you're in a community and you're you are exchanging value amongst members. There's nothing wrong with an exchange of money, which is basically energy from one to another, as opposed to trying to barter your way, because there's only so many pigs and chickens that you can take in.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
I actually prefer it.
You prefer the pigs and chickens or the cash?
No, the communities are that there is a level of exchanging value and service that is
Yes.
paid because I don't have time to waste.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
Well,
energy to waste, so I like to work with professionals.
and if you believe in the theory that we have 1,000 raving fans out there waiting for us, community is a great way to get them together.
Yeah.
And I have only 999 to go.
There you go.
So,
Beautiful.
Dr. Vogelmann, you always do a great job in summarizing things. So, would you do the honor of give us the summary of the main points of this
I
conversation?
don't know that I do a great job, but I thank you for the compliment. So the sense is that establishing there are good communities and potentially bad communities, and it depends upon the intention of the community and the intention of the members of the community, how constructive and productive and beneficial it will be to all members, and that it is possible in a community to have an exchange of value such that the rising tide lifts all members of that community. Is that okay?
Hallelujah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Praise be. Okay. We'll be back next week for the marketing happy hour, which may or may not have a name change, by the way. And if you have any suggestions for a name change, we are open to that. Totally open. So we'll be back at, I was going to say 10. That's our challenge. We'll be back at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Come on along for the ride
Of your life.
of your life. And we'll see you soon.